Welcome everyone. In today's video we're gonna review the game between Karl and Paul Morphy. So before we start reviewing the moves and the other stuff, so we're gonna focus on the history of the game. This game is also known as the opera game between Karl and Paul because it took place in the Paris Opera. Karl actually invited Paul Morphy to play the chess and watch the opera in Paris, but for some odd reason, Karl decided to play chess during the opera. So there is a story that Paul Morphy was watching the opera and then coming back and making some moves. And this game is one of the most recognizable and probably one of the most famous chess games of all time. So let's begin. Paul Morphy starts with e4, one of the most common move in the world of chess. e4, e5. Karl responds with a very instructive move. Now knight here, and Karl plays d6. This opening is actually fielder defense, and fielder defense is not really popular at the times because engines and many other grandmasters proved that the fielder defense is not very good against many different variations, and it gives white a huge advantage, actually, if it's played correctly. So, but in the times, d6 seemed like a very good move, so they played with it, and the fielder defense was one of the most popular openings at the time, and like King's Gambit and many other weird lines that is unacceptable for chess right now. So, Morphy plays d4. Now bishop g4 by Karl. This move is very interesting because at the time it was very normal. Many people played it, but in today's variations, bishop here is not very good move. Now takes, and now queen takes f3. This variation shows that the queen is very active on the lines on f line, and now queen has very good maneuvering. It can develop the bishop. The queen is very active, and in these positions white always has slight advantage. After takes, Morphy plays c4, bishop c4, and it threatens mate. So Mr. Karl protects this square by playing f6, knight f6. So now Morphy goes full attack. Now you can see the evaluation that it's 1 point. So this means that Morphy has huge advantage. After this, queen e7 is played by Karl, and after that, knight is developed in this position. The knight development gives Morphy advantage because you can see that only one piece other than queen is developed by Karl, and Paul Morphy has 3 developed pieces which he can use to attack and immediately destroy his opponent. Now we see c6, which is a very interesting move because after c6 the queen on e7 protects the pawn on b7, so this pawn cannot be taken, but really Morphy didn't have a very big wish to take this pawn because he is all for development and attack. He goes bishop g5, attacks the knight and pins it to the queen. Now we see the huge mistake that almost decides the game, which is b5. After b5, Morphy with a brilliant move sacrifices his knight, and after this gives a check, and it's all. You can see that there is 3.8 advantage because a computer sees that this game is about to end very soon if it is not played correctly. After this, knight d7 is played, castles, putting pressure on the knight, and now rook d8. Rook d8 is a move which helps actually white to destroy his opponent. We'll see rook takes, and you can think that as a beginner or intermediate player, now Morphy is actually gonna take the rook and find some ways to attack, but it's actually not. Actually, Morphy plays rook d1, another absolutely fantastic move. And after queen e6 by Karl, it's like absolute fascinating game. After takes, and beautiful. Look, just appreciate that move. Queen sacrifice by Morphy and takes an absolutely amazing checkmate. This bishop cuts the line for the king. The queen is useless at this point, and Paul Morphy, with a beautiful, absolutely magnificent play, destroys his opponent Karl. You can see many people say that material is very important in the game. Yes, it is. Material is very important in the game. But you can see with the bishop and rook, Paul Morphy checkmates his opponent when his opponent has knight, bishop, queen, and rook. Absolutely amazing. Paul Morphy was one of the greatest players of all time, and it is very bad that during that time there was no world championship and he left chess to become a lawyer. This game is one of the greatest games of all time, and I want you to watch and see many Paul Morphy's games. On this channel, we will review some of his other legendary games. So subscribe to this video, subscribe the channel, like this video, and see for more and more beautiful reviews and analysis of the greatest chess games of all time. Thank you for watching.